Gaming and betting company Sportpesa is continuing to support talent in the country, with the inception of Tujiamini monthly competition challenging upcoming athletes in all disciplines. The latest winner in the draw is Leon Saldido, a Mombasa-based amateur cyclist who bagged the Gold Giamini Award that saw him take home a cash prize of 500,000. Speaking in Mombasa when he received his check, Saldido said the concept of motivation to upcoming athletes and the win will help him acquire the much-needed equipment that will catapult him to riding professionally in major competition and around the globe.
Cycling, I've been cycling since I was a kid, but I had no interest in competitive cycling. I was into football so much, yeah. So during COVID is when I was in high school. When coming back, my dad had bought a bike for him to, tour around the estate. So that's when I just had that. I took that bike, going around, meeting new friends, telling me more about cycling, about competitions, about the group rides, and I started joining the group rides, signing up for competitions. Wasn't performing well, but it was good because I was networking, getting to know more friends, more opportunities, and also keeping myself busy since it was the COVID time. Yeah.
So Leon has been training with my club, Buffalo Cycling, for this is the second year. This is the second year, and when he joined the club, he was a very strong athlete, but a little unpolished. So over the last better part of a year, we've been working on the basics, working on the fundamentals, and we've seen very good results, and it gives me heart to keep going, to make him a project and to keep going. Okay, for Leon right now, he needs to get stronger. He is 21 or 22 years old. He needs to get physically stronger, and more confident, and he also needs a lot of exposure. The ultimate goal for any athlete, is to go represent the country in the international scene, and getting out there is not easy. Not only is the competition tough, but preparations towards that, towards international races, requires a lot of input. You need equipment, to be able to, be on the same level, at the same competing level, as the international competition. Your training hours drastically increase. That means, you cannot function as a normal human being. You need to dedicate more hours towards training and recovery. Also, traveling expenses. In addition to traveling expenses for races, there are always international training camps. That you need to go out there, and train with the international competition, getting tips.
So Leon applied under the gold category for Tujiamini. In Tujiamini, there are basically two sides, the Giamini side and the Chazadimba side. So in the Giamini side, there are three categories of gold, silver, and bronze, where in gold you win 500,000, silver up to 5 people can win 100,000, and 80 people win 10,000 shillings nationally every month. So Leon applied under the gold category for 500,000 shillings, and that is what he has won. So he has 500,000 shillings at his volition to help his career. So this can go towards his training, this can go towards finding a new bike, because cycling requires all this kind of equipment, getting new helmet and new gear, specialized Shimano shoes as well. So what Leon is going to prioritize obviously is getting a new bike for the gravel, and then the rest of his winnings will go towards helping him become the best nationally is his first aim, and then moving forward and progressing his career more than just being a nationwide Kenya cyclist and going more towards the global stage.
So true to the mission that Tujiamini had when we were launching it earlier in the year, I think with a significant investment of 30 million been pushed to it, I think so far we've added up to around 29 million, and we're doing much, much more than that. We've seen the impact. We've seen the impact on the individual people. We've seen the impact in terms of the aspiration. We've seen the impact in terms of the motivation, these are the people we've awarded from the gold to the silver and even the bronze categories. We've seen so much inspiration that they've yielded to others. And in fact, even for the regions that we had already called out the applications for, we are getting a lot of calls and we're getting a lot of appeals that when is Tujiamini 2.0 coming. So the impact has been there. We've seen a lot of athletes go ahead to conquer in terms of the international races, some of the regional competitions. We've seen skating, we've seen kayaking, we've seen even other sports as well and other talent come out really aggressively. And everyone in their own space has been able to make an impact. We've seen journalists come on board and in terms of the quality of reporting, in terms of support for equipment, subscription, even the attendance fees and affiliation fees for some of these teams. We've seen a lot of competitiveness in terms of the improvement for most of the teams and most of the applicants that were able to get a slot from the Tujiamini Awards.
Paul and Peter from KR, the P squared.